What's good,
What's up,
people? This
people?
is your boy Nerd I Am, live with a new Nerd Talk. Today we are talking about internet and controls. Somebody actually called me on my YouTube channel yesterday when I did a little Q&A, and I missed that question because my computer acting stupid, and I was like, that would be a good discussion for a Nerd Talk episode. Well, today I have as a new person and two old faces. I'll let you introduce you to David. David, say hey to the people.
Hey everybody, David Givens, all the way from Green Pond, South Carolina.
All right,
Wow.
I have Rosalie. Say hey to the people.
Hey
And,
guys, my name is Rosalie, or you can call me Sayuri. I'm Georgia. It's nothing much.
and also, I have my partner in crime, Timotheus. Tell him what's up.
Hola, hola. Sorry, I'm about to botch my Spanish.
Yeah, you need to work on that. All right, guys. Trolls. Trolls are everywhere, especially on the internet and at conventions. My honest opinion about them is like they nothing but bullies to me, and they got nothing better to do than sit there and talk about people or make fun of them because one, either they insecure about themselves, two, they have no life, and three, they have no life. It's just ridiculous. Like you go to cons or you post stuff on Facebook or on your blogs and stuff, and just showing people what you like to do, and you have those. You know what? I don't like the word troll. Those dumbasses just sit there and just make fun of you because they feel like they jealous or something. All right, so first question. Oh snap, we just lost Timotheus.
What the heck?
Hold on, what just happened? Hopefully he pops
He
back up.
probably lost signal or something.
Hopefully he pops back up. All right, David. My first question is, all right. So tell me, how do you feel about internet and controls?
Well, basically, from my experience with internet trolls, or as you call them, as we call most people outside of the internet life, we call them cyberbullies. Um, I feel it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous what basically this society has come to, that we are hiding ourselves behind a keyboard, basically saying, "Oh, well, I don't like you, and I leave you don't like you," instead of going to that person saying what you really say in their face. And it's not just for just anime conventions or people who love anime or just nerd related activities. It's everyone, from whether you're an athlete, whether you're the smartest person in your class, or whether you're the president of the United States. There's always someone on the internet who is going to bully you. Especially, there was this whole big case about 10 years ago now, called the Megan Myers case, where a mother and her daughter decided to make a fake MySpace page and attack this girl online through MySpace to the point where the girl committed suicide. And there needs to be there needs to be a solution to the problem.
Yeah,
Hmm.
I feel you on that one. I feel you on that one. And actually, I do remember something about that case. All right. Next person, Rosalie. Tell me how you feel about trolls.
Um, well, I had a lot of, I mean, I actually have couple, especially when I cosplay as Ada Wong or Chun-Li, most likely Ada Wong. They'd be like, this Ada Wong, like, I remember one picture was like, this Ada Wong is a little too thick to be Ada Wong. And I'm like, okay. And I tried not to respond in a way that it will feed their, what they're looking for, like anger from somebody. So I was like sarcastically like said, well, I'm sorry that I cannot be the like non-real character that you always see on the video game. I'm sorry that I'm a real person, that I'm alive and breathing right now. Not made by a human being, but by their imagination and technology. But hey, I don't see you, doing any better. I mean, all you do is just troll about people. I mean, like, I've seen so many people be like, oh, your cosplay is this and that, there's something missing, this and that. I'm like, okay, it's appreciated if you say it in a way that it doesn't hurt people. But if you just say it like in a way like, hey, you're this and that, like in a very, very mean way, it's kind of like very offensive that it takes to the point where I don't see you doing it any better. I mean, just because I'm doing something that, or every cosplayer doing something that we passionate about, doesn't mean like you target us for because of that. I mean, come on. I mean, it's better. You know, my mom, even my own mom, will be like, "You're wasting your time doing this and that. Why are you doing this, cosplaying this and that?" And I'll be like, "Mom, if anything, you should be happy that I'm not out there doing drugs." I'm inside the house making costume and hurting myself with needles trying to finish a cosplay.
All right.
If anything, I just try not to get them, like try to get to me, if anything. So.
All right, Timothy, same question. How do you feel about cons? I meant cons. I don't know why I keep saying cons. How do you feel about trolls?
I dislike them with a passion for like the obvious reasons because, I mean, come on. The great thing about anime and cosplay, even gaming, is that there's everything for everybody. And if you don't like a particular thing, it's something else for you. You don't have to like make fun of the person. That's one thing. And also, especially when it comes to cosplay, because my as some of you all know, one of my friends in the anime circle got picked on earlier this week too, talking about she's overrated to be a certain character. But the last time I checked, I thought cosplaying is about showing appreciation for your cartoon or your anime or your art form, whatever. It's not a modeling contest. And besides, even then, anime characters are usually plus size anyway, or not in the traditional model form. So I don't know why people want to talk about cosplays anyways.
Yeah.
And trolling also hits me on because I've been cyberbullied a year ago. I was don't understand why it had to be a cyber thug. If you can't be a thug in front of a person's face, which more than likely the people who usually troll are probably insecure when you meet them in person anyways.
Yeah, I agree with you on that. I agree on all y'all about that. It's just, it's ridiculous. Like, to me, trolling, like I said, like David said, is a form of cyberbullying. They don't know it. They think it's funny, but the further you go, how far with that person you talking to, what will happen to them? Whatever you do when you keep pushing their buttons, because anything can happen. Like, but this is the case that David was talking about. But all right. But now let's talk about the experience that you had at a con. All right. One of my experiences I had at the con that I seen was like basically sitting there talking about people, like especially like I've seen some older people go as cosplay, like probably in their late in early 70s, and I've seen people sit there and just dog on them. Also, I've seen racism before. I've seen racism at a con. It's ridiculous. Like you're black. You can't play that character. Stuff like that. Actually, I've been a victim of trolling on my, on my YouTube channel. Actually, I get messages from people saying that you're not a nerd. You just a wannabe hipster trying to be a nerd. I was like, okay, all right. So what? All right, that's your opinion. So
See, this. Sorry. See, that's the thing, though. Like, I don't understand why people are having a problem with just say a African American cosplaying a character that is not black. Okay, first of all, there's the keyword there, a character. It's a character. It's a character that you can change anytime. I mean, it's made by a human mind.
yeah,
If anything, if the person who made that character decided, oh, I'm gonna make the character black, and then a person who's not black decided to cosplay that, would it still be a problem? I mean, if that person decided, oh, I'm gonna change that character to black person now, or I'm gonna change it to an Asian, or someone who had big boobs, or whatever. I mean, again, it's a character. It's
Yeah.
most of the mind of a human. It
Yeah.
doesn't not matter.
Yep. Characters are interchangeable anyway to begin with. I mean, even let's say Sonic, for instance. I mean, he was pot bellied at one point, but now he's a little slimmer. You know what I'm saying? So even from the most basic standpoint, you could change the character anytime you want anyway. And lastly, I don't know about you all, but I don't think characters really have a race per se. I mean, they do, but not in the way that we usually think of a race.
Yeah. You're right. But
I mean,
go ahead. Go ahead.
I mean, I understand what everyone's saying. It's kind of like when your favorite anime, like people were ragging on The Last Airbender for not having, Asians play Aang or the characters, even though it was kind of bad. The movie was horrible. It's still the fact of the matter is people.
What movie that never happened? Sorry.
Exactly. We're not going to talk about that movie. That should never happen.
Yeah, like the Dragon Ball Z. Yeah, that never happened.
They're making the second one. They're making the second Airbender. It's already confirmed.
Oh my.
No, they better not be from that same director.
Hey, go on. Hey, we got off topic.
Sorry.
Now, I've never cosplayed, but I've seen people online talk about, this person doesn't look. Well, you look too pretty, or you look too bright, you're too dark, or your makeup's not right, or your hair is not right. And pretty much it's kind of like high school all over again. And when you go to an anime convention, when you go to do cosplay, it's not about what you look like on the real world. It's basically unleashing your fantasy and being free and being open and, exploring your creativity. And that's why I like going to cons for. But these bullies who come out and say, well, you're not this, you're not that, you're not. It's ridiculous.
I think I think for those people, it's more like people who don't appreciate the power of the imagination of people. Because if you think about it, some people doesn't really have it, but if they really try hard enough, they do. But some people, they just don't understand when other people try to make things happen, like things that been drawn by a human mind, and then you see it coming out in real life. So what if it wasn't exactly detailed, or it wasn't exactly that, this and that, or there's some few minor wrongs to it? Hey, the person tried. I mean, come on, give it a slack. I mean, so I remember a friend of mine, Misa on Wheels. She'd been attacked before because she's on wheels and because of the way her body is. But dude, her cosplays and her creativity is showing there. She cosplay as Fiona, and it's amazing. Despite her disability, she's an amazing cosplayer no matter what.
All right. So my next question is, guys, what experience did you have at a time that somebody trolled you, and how did you feel about it? First person we'll start off is Rosalie.
People told me about my cosplay?
Not just cosplay, just trolling, yeah.
Just trolling me in cons
or on the internet.
Oh my god, that's a lot of them. Even back in high school, that's like high school all over again, really. I remember back in high school, even though I haven't started cosplaying, I kind of have some let's say kind of style that I kind of like taken from some anime that I watched. Like one time I used to watch a lot of Death Note, and I kind of take some of this stuff from Misa. And I remember one time one of the cadet from JRTC, because I was in RTC, was like, okay, why she dressed up like that? I can hear her. She was like, okay, it's not Halloween. What are you dressed up for? I'm like, so does it have any rule that I can dress up like this? I'm not breaking any school rule. I mean, what's your problem? And she'd be like, why are you wearing this and that? You look like a gothic girl. So I'm like, so if I look like a gothic girl, do you have a problem with that? I'm not messing with you, am I? I remember that, and I almost got in trouble. I remember I almost got ISS.
And I was just about to ask Timotheus, and he just dropped the call again. Wow. All right, David, till Timotheus popped back up, tell me any experience that you had with trolling, either at a con or on the internet, and tell me how did you feel about the situation.
Well, I've never had one in a convention, but in real life, it was pretty much consistent throughout most of my grade school life. I was picked on a lot as a kid. You can consider that trolling, where people would usually, go on my MySpace, go on my Facebook, or even my YouTube channel, and they would basically say, you're not this. And, you would think that someone who's on page, someone who's doing this and that, and being active would have a lot of popularity, but you don't. And it was hurtful. It was really hurtful. I think I didn't get over it until I got to college, and I started, developing my own confidence, my own life. And now I'm using my story to inspire others, because there was a point in time where I wanted to end it all. There was a point in time where I wanted, to say, screw this, I'm out. But, thank God that I'm blessed to still be here and start to tell the people that, hey, it doesn't matter what they say about you. It doesn't matter what they talk about you. Guess what? It's what you answer to. You have to know that you are the best thing in this whole world. You are all that in a bag of chips. No one can break you down, should be allowed to break you down. So that's my experience.
All right. All right. Tell the people your YouTube channel.
My YouTube channel is Sailor Keyblader. I make anime music videos, sim music videos, and this year alone I'm starting to work on my music career. So I'll be starting to post up singing videos along with new AMVs very, very soon.
All right, man. Make sure you shoot me later on Facebook. Shoot me a link to it. Okay, I'll check it out.
Gotcha.
Subscribe. All right, Timotheus. It's your turn. Tell me your experience about you getting trolled either at the con or the internet, real life, and tell me how did you feel about the situation?
All right. Well, thank goodness it haven't happened to me in a con setting, but I could say that there's actually two short instances I could tell you, one from real life and one from the internet. As far as the internet, basically the person was talking about how I was dating someone who wasn't able to have children. That person was referring to my girlfriend at the time. And I was a little bit mad because that person made a huge mistake thinking that just because a person in a wheelchair doesn't...
This is my computer. What are you doing?
Hold on, people.
Hey.
Oh. Hey guys, sorry, that's my girlfriend.
Your girlfriend is interrupting.
Yeah, I know. Just got interrupted. Keep going. Keep going. Keep your story.
It's all good. It's all good. The base.
It's a very long day. It's been very hard.
You guys. Just for this story.
He got you after this. Don't worry. He got you after this. Ain't that right, Tori?
Yeah. But keep going, man.
All right, back to my story before we get a little, anyways. But yeah, pretty much the person was talking about, well, my girlfriend man, I have children, which I was a little furious because you can't really just because a person in a wheelchair doesn't mean that the person can't have kids or like you brought up I was brought up earlier, it doesn't mean that you can't cosplay well either. So yeah, it was just one instance where I just let that person alone eventually. Instance number 2, my that same girlfriend was well, she's not my ex, but that at the time she was saying, "Why do you always watch anime? It looks like it's for kids or whatever." But and also along the same sentence, I was talking to another person about I recently watched a lot of Pony, and that person went like, "Huh? Okay." But stuff like that, I think, even though it's not trolling per se, I think it's just people not understanding what we do. People not understanding why we like what we like. Because yes, anime and My Little Pony may sound childish to some, but both those things help me on a bad day. It makes my day better. You see what I'm saying? But I just, instead of just arguing about it, I continue doing what I do best, enjoy my anime and my Little Pony. So on those 2 instances, it was no big deal.
All right. All right. My next question is, how do you fight back? My opinion about trying to fight back against trolls is very simple. Don't feed the ego.
Yeah,
Like,
basically.
don't feel it. Don't even feed it. But I'm not gonna lie. Sometimes when a troll, when they get trying to get smart with me, I do go back. I do retaliate with comments and stuff. But the best thing is to do is this. Let it go. All right, Timothy. Oh, hold on for 1 second. All right, there we go. Sorry, Timothy. Tell them one thing. One thing. How can you fight back?
You fight back by not fighting. I'm sorry I'm going a little Bruce Lee on you all. But, I mean, if you fight back at all, then, the troll just keep on going and going and going because that's what the troll wants you to do, just keep on responding back. But if you just, don't worry about what he or she says, block them, or just continue doing what you're doing, then you actually beating the troll because you beating that person in his or her game. 2, you continue to be confident in yourself because you don't have to. I mean, you still may worry about what the person said a little bit, but not as much if you just continue being you. And lastly, I mean, look at it this way. Will a troll really hurt you in real life? I don't think so. They cyber thugs. They punks.
They try to be a thug.
All right, Rosie. Tell them one way how they can fight back.
Like you said, just don't feed their ego. Because if you do, if you show that it affects you so much what they say, most likely trolls would be like they don't care, and most likely they're just looking for trouble. So if you do feed their ego, it's just gonna be a big mess. And think about, you're not really gonna get I can't even say it. You're not really gonna get satisfied from feeding their ego because most likely they're gonna be the one who's satisfied from how you reacted to it. I think to me it's most likely if as possible as you can, you have some friends that use around you I would say ask for help, like not to fight, but ask their help to try to ignore that certain person who's trolling you, or if you can do it yourself, then ignore the person if anything, or you have feet, walk away from it. Or if it's on internet or on a website or whatever, block them, delete them. You can do. There's a lot of things you can do, really. But if everything else fail, you have the cosplay community, if anything. We are the big family here, if anything. So.
All right. Finally, David, tell them one thing they can do to fight back.
Basically, the best way to fight back is, once again, ignoring, blocking, deleting. Because guess what? When you feed into their ego, they sleeping easy at night. You still mad, upset, angry. They sleeping easy. They get the last laugh. But when you ignore them, they be like, why it's not affecting them? Why it's not hurting him? And the other thing is, most of the time, our internet trolls are people that we know, that we have on our friends list, that we have on our followers list on Instagram and Twitter, who we have as subscribers. Most people are these people who subscribe to our channels, follow us on Twitter and Instagram, friend us on Facebook, who just come on there just to annoy you, just to bring you down. I say block, delete, and ban. Another thing that you can possibly do is report them, get them blocked. Tell the webmasters on these sites, hey, this person is harassing me. This person is attacking me through the internet, through their computer screen. It seems ridiculous, but if that's what needs to be done, that's what needs to be done. In real life, if someone is talking or bullying you, basically ignore them. Ignore the ratchet, ignore the thoughts, just ignore them. And if they keep harassing you, go to a police officer, go to someone who can give you some help, because they're harassing you and your safety is being threatened.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
And also, there's another way you could combat trolls, even though I think this one may be less popular these days. Challenge them.
No, you don't do that. No.
Yeah,
No,
that is gonna make
No. You're not gonna do that. No, Timothy.
Listen.
No.
Challenge them to a video game match.
No.
Oh gosh.
Oh, God. You know what?
Or a Yu-Gi-Oh match. Any friendly gaming match. If they back out, they punks anyways.
Timothy, you're feeding their ego. You still gonna feed their ego. Regardless if they lose or win, they still gonna talk about you.
No, I guess, but it could be also, you could also not feed them. You actually could scare them off. But I see that point. It is kind of risky.
Yeah. Well, all right, guys. This is this episode of Nerd Talk. Thanks for joining. Again, thank you, David. Thank you, Rosalie. Thank you, Timothy. David, tell the people your YouTube channel again.
My YouTube channel is under the name Sailor Keyblader. I do videos for stuff like Sailor Moon, The Sims, Kingdom Hearts, Sonic the Hedgehog. You can check out some of my videos right now. I think the latest video is from a Sims group that I created called Exodus. So you can check out that video right now on YouTube.com. Once again, it's YouTube.com/Sailor Keyblader.
All right. All right, guys. That's it. I'll see you guys in the next video. Now that I am out. Peace.
Those are